address other issues because we do not have much time anymore. Suspense as Wike allies failed to announce presidential candidate. The deadline elapsed, I think, yesterday.
I never took, sorry to say this, my friend, Governor Nyesom Wike, serious. I have said this over and over. I said that the case of Governor Nyesom Wike, the G5, is like tortoise whose father-in-law, stole his meal, and then he took the father-in-law and tied him on a rope, tied him on a tree, on a road that leads to the market square. And then when those going to the market in the morning will be going, they say, tortoise, what has he done? Why are you tying him on the tree? He said, he stole my meal. They say, yes, he deserves it. Let him hang there. He deserves it. Then those persons went to the market. And on their return from market in the evening, the man was still tied to the tree. And they asked, what did he do? He said he stole my meal. They say, is that enough to tie him since morning till now? Tortoise, you are a bad man. You are a mean man. This man has been tied here since morning till now because he stole your common meal. See, the story have changed now. Now, I initially had sympathy for Wike's cause at the initial stage when he was asking for fairness and equity for the South to have a share and for the South to have a share. I said it here that it was wrong for the party candidate for presidency to be from the North, the party chairman to come from the North, and then all this happened and the South is left out. I said this on your program. Now, I have also said here that the party has its own constitution that ought to be followed. And I advise that the party should do justice to the South. Now, having said this, it has taken long. Wike came out and was, becoming too combative. And those who even had sympathy for him, even in his own state, like Omeya and the rest, left him because he had been too combative and he went beyond the boundaries to saying that he will not allow this. He started making some policies that seem to affect his own party. Now having said this, he now gave fake hope to those who believe in him. Among the G5, he doesn't want a second term, mind you. The governor of Benue doesn't want a second term. Governor of Abia State, Enugu, and I think Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, these are three men who want the second term. How would they achieve it under the same platform that they are attacking? That is what they have forgotten. Now, Wike has nothing to lose. He has led or misled these three other governors who want a second term.
In your assessment?
In my own assessment. Because you now have factions in their own state. You have the PDP faction loyal to the governor and the one loyal to the presidential candidate. In these three states, in all the states now, 5 states, now they have that hope that they will announce who they will support. And they've been having meetings, gallivanting in London, gallivanting in this and that, and came out and promised that January 5th, they will announce this. January 5th came and passed. We asked him when. He said, don't worry, I will do it. And now we are now in February. That was just what Wike wanted. The media hyping that Wike is super powerful, a superman, a super governor. But today, we have seen that Wike has actually commissioned much project in terms of development, but in terms of politics, Wike has lost grip. And I fear for the state because the state is, built with.
How has he lost grip of politics? He is in charge of the state.
I agree. See what happened to Governor Ayo Fayose. Ayo Fayose was a superman. He was called Ayo Peter Fayose, the Rock. After election, what happened? So these are the issues. You don't become a more powerful than the state. You should also play and know that you are a leader. That you have followers that follows you. A leader that moves front and look back and his followers have all left him. He's completely a lone man. Wike today is losing grip. Those who have followed him, hoping that he will announce his candidate, are now losing grip. That is why the press is asking him, where is the person that you support? But now his party has come up to say he has a candidate that the party is also sponsoring. The party can say withdraw the candidate from him. How will he handle it? You have two factions of PDP in his own state.
All right, so don't you think that this suspense, because it seems there is a suspense that is created in this situation.
There is none.
There is.
There is none.
People were anxious.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't.
and the expiration of that deadline, they said,
which deadline?
He said he was going to mention.
He was just making nothing to buy time.
Yeah. So don't you think that this suspense, this seeming suspense, if you said there is no suspense, that has been created now, is a strategy on its own? And there is a right time he wants to hit.
Mike, can I shock you? I grew up in River State. I lived in Diob, my one, in Port Harcourt, Wike was the chairman of Obi Apollo Government Council. I had a case with him in court over the seizure of my car. I used to have a transport vehicle that transport in town, and he was the council chairman, and his task force seized my bus and impounded it illegally. So why am I saying this thing? I know the attribute of Governor Nyesom Wike as a chairman, and this is what he took, unfortunately, to the office of governor, and he rose to the rank of becoming a minister, and came back and become a governor. And he forgot that he's no longer the council chairman. He's now a governor of a state as popular as Rivers State. I would have left those traits of him, that gragra, that ogboju kind of in a local parlance, to go and see himself as a governor and know that the statement he makes are policy statements that could affect positively or negatively in the state. He has done well, give it to him in the area of development, the area of infrastructure. He has done well, commission project now and then. But truth is, he has lost it in this issue of not supporting who his party has chosen. And right now, he has given Nigerians fake hope that January he will announce. January has come and gone. BBC interviewed him. He said he will announce. The whole world was watching. I never expected anything because I knew that it would get to the point where Wike will lose grip.
All right. So on that note, we must thank you very much. While we continue to see, because politics, even 1 hour is a very long time. That's what they say, and it is true. We still have between now and February 25.
Nothing will happen. I sleep with my 2 eyes closed. Nothing will happen.
What if something happens?
The highest that will happen is that Wike will support his party. Let me give you the risk. You see, his party is putting what he's doing is slippery. If Wike chooses somebody outside his party will suspend him. His party will suspend his candidates, and then they will both lose. Mark it on the wall.
Then he will support another party, and when that party wins, he defects to that party.
You see, in the case
he does not lose them.
You see, let me tell you, in the case of Amechi versus Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, is different in the sense that Amechi never had a candidate that he wanted in the state. Like, this is the party's candidate. Amechi was only working against the presidential candidate, and he was very open. And they came up from alliance and from the new party.
And let me even remind you that there is 2022 Electoral Act, which makes it difficult for a party to say you're no more my candidate. Your name is still going to be on the ballot.
You see, the act is subject to more interpretation because the act itself has caused more confusion in the polity than it were. The one you are saying so, but the party sponsors a candidate. You've seen the Supreme Court judgment for the case of Akpabio and Ekpudum. What the Supreme Court says. The party here sponsors the candidate, and the party say we are sponsoring you, not you forcing yourself on the party.
Good, but then the Electoral Act also says that you cannot cease to be a candidate if you do not voluntarily resign or die.
The act is a subsidiary legislation that is tied to Nigerian Constitution, which is the supreme and grand norm of our law. The basis of democracy is the Constitution. Those are sub-legislation which are secondary. The basis of our democracy today is our Constitution. That's why the Supreme Court came up and said Akpabio is the party's senatorial candidate in Akwa Ibom. Because why? The party says it is you that we are supporting.
All I'm saying is that it is going to be very difficult for
the PDP
to withdraw the candidature of the party, because the Electoral Act is very clear on who and how a candidate can cease to be a candidate.
Can I help you? Can I help you?
Well, there's no time for
now.
The
Just
help.
now,
already
to chip this in, if the party would just his support from his candidate, he wins. The other party goes to court, to tribunal. The party will not, because the party are the ones that will go to tribunal, not you as a candidate. Okay. The party will refuse to go to tribunal, and you will lose out. Because the tribunal is PDP versus APC or this and this and this. And here, if you lose or you win, can you not go to court and say, I lost or I win? You will not go. But the party will be one that will go and say, this candidate won. It's our candidate that won. So the matter here is the court, the law knows the party, not the individual. All
right. So will it be possible for the party, after winning a state, and of course maybe the party does not win the presidential election, and because of internal wranglings will go and deny
the party can choose
the candidate and lose the state?
The party can choose to throw away the baby and the bathwater.
Okay. All right, let's wait until then. The State Director, a Center for Human Rights and Accountability Network, the gist became more interesting at the end of the program.
Of
but
course.
Unfortunately, you have to go and attend to something else.
Thank you.
Franklin is song. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, so we take a very short break here. In just a moment, we will come back and discuss curbing electoral violence. What has been happening in Nigeria in very recent days is not a welcome development in whatever ways you want to put it, however you want to look at it. So we want to use that time to examine why this is necessary and how it can be curtailed. So that is going to happen shortly after this break. Please don't go away. You are on ABN, Advocate Broadcasting Network, transmitting live from the city of Uyo.
We are Advocate